some maybe they don't receive yesterday. So we do again today. Yeah. Namo Sanje Jizo Kung Chomde Mar Danro Chamje Sanjo Semje Do. Page 1 is refuge twice English, please.
Namo, in the Mother Victress, embodiment of all the Buddhas, Dharma, and Sangha, I and all sentient beings take refuge and resolve to cultivate bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment. Namo, in the Mother Victress, embodiment of all the Buddhas, Dharma, and Sangha, I and all sentient beings take refuge and resolve to cultivate bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment.
Om Ben Gane Da Zhi Da Hong Be Om Soba Wa Zhi Da Sarva Dharma Soba Wa Zhi Da Han Dan Ren Jian No De Dor Man De Yon Jing So Jiang Ne Len Chan Yong Bo Ngo No sen bon la pen de English.
Like billowing clouds of sensory pleasures, the torma manifests in a jewel vessel.
Next.
I surrender it to the guardians residing in the 4 directions and the evil spirits of karmic retribution by renouncing harmful intent. Accomplishing the benefit and happiness of beings is inevitable.
English.
I become the noble lady whose heart center radiates light in the 10 directions, thus transforming into an indestructible protective sphere, Vajra Raksha Raksha.
La yang wu gar so jie xian de zhi jiong den de mai jia de se jian zhang jiu ge be san zhe sen nang san ju bo de xia ge wa ye ran zhou dong go I yoga gen san jo jian bo Ngoi zo yen ran den zhou gen de den yen dong er gen zhe ri mi da nyong xiu dong ben ang le ne yor wo men yen O zhan jian gu zhen de ren jing jie jiong bo bar no wen chen wen zi de wei ren jing zhe zang bei de wei dang ye wong zhi dong ye ze yong jiu ran ye ye yen ko lo ga zar zi sa yen jiu jin yang be be ga ran zin xia zo 人皆众真别无啊，万人尽见解，而皆见内见。ye wo bo ne zo a tu we ta ye ga le wo je be o me ne gom ra wa la jie jun ra ye me wan go je da ju. Go back to English. Page 3. Actually, I think page 4.
4. Once again, white light radiates to the Buddha fields of the 10 directions, becoming an invitation to the transcendent victress mother and her bodhisattva sons and daughters. I bow in reverence and present the inner, outer, and secret offerings. I confess my misdeeds and rejoice in virtue. For the benefit of all sentient beings, I beseech you to remain eternally. I dedicate this virtue entirely to the complete enlightenment of all beings. The field of merit dissolves into me. May all beings know the bliss of Dewa Chen, freedom from all suffering, and unbiased equanimity. From within the state of emptiness appears the sacred land of the unexcelled Akanishta Buddha field. Within Akanishta is a palace encrusted by immeasurable jewels and evergreen trees, trimmed with exquisite garlands of utpala flowers and gems. There, in the middle of the palace, sits a tam syllable in the center of a lotus and moon, atop a magnificent jeweled throne. Light emanates from the tam syllable, thereby transforming both myself and others into the resplendently radiant white wish-fulfilling chakra. My right hand rests in the gesture of supreme generosity. My left hand holds a white lotus flower. Seated with both legs in cross-legged posture and possessing the major and minor marks of a Buddha, my body radiates 5-colored rainbow lights. I am adorned with the 8 jeweled ornaments and 5 silken garments. Above my crown sits Amitabha, and in my 3 places are the syllables Om, Ah, and Hung. From the white tam syllable in my heart center, light radiates, inviting the meditation deity with whom I identify, and the empowerment deities who abide in Akanishta. They confer and seal the empowerment of non-duality.
Ahom Bahom Abge Gade Samaya Jireye Hom Om Benza Argam Vade Bibe Dibe Aloge Gende Nevede Shabdarade Zaye Zoha. La da la men ju be je job je be mo la du de on bai gen le don ze mai do me yo la san da du. English.
Gods and demigods bow their crowns in reverence at your lotus feet. Noble lady who liberates from all adversity, I praise and prostrate to Mother Tara.
Page 9. me tu win kolo kar de war tam dam ye yung o he bar rang ai zhe ze men dan ze nga tar ze ye ye gor ne ne zhe je gar o jen kor de yo se ne do de den ze wang ren zen jiu do jiu ko loi se ren me jiu som la yan sar zi ye yo se ma ye dar ye Ole wuzer gasser mante jain chen ga zhong zhi li gan sen zhi gor ban za e bar sar de ka se ve wu je le je se bar do ji ju. Go back to page 9.
In the transcendent victress heart center is a white wheel. In the middle of the wheel is a tam syllable with om and ha syllables on its right and left sides, respectively. The tam is encircled by my name, or the names of those for whom I am dedicating the practice, and by the longevity mantra. The 8 spokes of the wheel contain 8 white seed syllables, and the wheel rotates clockwise. Its radiance gathers the power of blessings from the animate and inanimate in samsara and nirvana. As this light dissolves into me, I attain the supreme Vidyadhara level of an awareness holder with power over longevity. In the wheel's 3 outer rings, the vowels circle clockwise, the consonants counterclockwise, and at the outermost ring, the Yadharma mantra circles clockwise. While these rotate, rays of light in white, yellow, red, blue, green, and maroon emanate from the body in spheres. Between the spheres are fresh blossoms of Utpala flowers, whose splendor generates the 4 activities: longevity, glory, strength, and vigor.
Om basama de shire soha, 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 om basama de shire. Om basama de shire soha, om basama de shire soha, om benza atinda soha, om benza atinda soha, om benza atinda soha, om benza atinda soha, om benza atinda.
Battery low.
Om benza
Please start
atinda
now.
soha, om benza atinda soha. Om dare du re mama ayujana enye puten kure soa. Om dare du re mama ayujana enye puten kure soa. Om dare du re mama ayujana enye puten kure soa. Om dare du re mama ayujana enye puten kure soa. Om dare du re mama ayujana enye puten kure soa. Om dare du re yujana penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujana penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan penya bhajan kureso om dare du re mama yujan Badengara so om dare re mama yan jana pinya badengara so om dare re mama yan jana pinya badengara so om dare re mama yan pinya badengara so om dare re mama yan jana pinya badengara so om dare re mama yan jana pinya badengara so om dare re mama Pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama Pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana Gure yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana Gure yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere Maya yana binya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana binya berengere mama yana binya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana binya berengere mama yana binya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana binya berengere Om dare di dare dire mama yana binya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana binya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama Vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare mama yana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama Vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana vinya berengere yazom Mama ya yana benya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ya yana benya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ya yana benya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ya yana benya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ya yana benya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ya yana benya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ya yana benya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama Pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama yana pinya berengere Om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binya berengere ye zom dare di dare dire mama ye jana binya berengere ye zom dare di dare dire mama ye jana binya berengere ye zom dare di dare dire mama binya berengere ye zom dare di dare dire mama ye jana binya berengere ye zom dare di dare dire mama ye jana binya berengere ye zom dare di dare dire mama ye jana binya berengere ye zom dare di dare dire mama ye jana Vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere Om dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye Vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama Vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere Om dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere Om dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya Dare yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya berengere yazom dare di dare dire mama ye jana vinya Mamayan jana binye berengere yuzon dare de dare dare mamayan jana binye berengere yuzon dare de dare dare mamayan jana binye berengere yuzon dare de dare dare mamayan jana binye berengere yuzon dare dare mamayan jana binye berengere yuzon dare de dare dare mamayan jana binye berengere yuzon dare de dare dare mamayan jana binye berengere yuzon dare de dare dare mamayan jana binye berengere Om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere yezo om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere yezo om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere yezo om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere yezo om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere yezo om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere yezo om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere yezo Om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye bedengere so om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye bedengere so om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye bedengere so om dare di dare dire mama yin binye bedengere so om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye bedengere so om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye bedengere so om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye bedengere so om dare di dare dire mama Binye berengere soa umdare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soa umdare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soa umdare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soa umdare di dare mama ye jana binye berengere soa umdare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soa umdare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soa umdare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soa umdare di dare dire mama Inye berengere zom dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere zom dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere zom dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere zom dare di dare mama yen jana binye berengere zom dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere zom dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere zom dare di dare Mama yen jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yen binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare Mama yan jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yan jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yan jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yan jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yan jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare dire mama yan jana binye berengere soa om dare di dare Mama yin jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yin binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yin jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama Ayın cana binye berengere soha umdare di dare dire mama ayın cana binye berengere soha umdare di dare dire mama ayın cana binye berengere soha umdare di dare dire mama ayın cana binye berengere soha umdare di dare dire mama ayın cana binye berengere soha umdare di dare dire mama ayın cana binye berengere soha umdare di dare dire mama ayın cana binye berengere soha umdare di dare dire mama ayın cana binye berengere soha umdare Re mama yen jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soha om dare do dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yen jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama yen Binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama Gere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye jana berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare Mama ye jana binye berengere soha om dare di dare dire mama ye jana binye Vinya Berengare Swam Dara 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 Mama Yana Vinya Berengare Swam Dara 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 Mama Yana Vinya Berengare Mama Yana Vinya Berengare Swam Dara 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 Mama Yana Vinya Berengare Swam Dara 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 Mama Yana Vinya Berengare Swam Dara 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 Mama Vinya Berengare Swam Dara 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 Mama Yana Vinya Berengare Swam Dara 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 Mama Yana Vinya Berengare Swam Dara 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 Mama Yana Vinya Berengare Andare de dare de mama ye jana venya berengare so andare de dare de mama ye jana venya berengare so andare de dare de mama ye jana venya berengare so Yere mama ye jana venya berengare so andare de dare de mama ye jana venya berengare so andare de dare de mama ye jana venya berengare so Venya berengare so andare de dare de mama ye jana venya berengare so andare de dare de mama ye jana venya Kere mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de dare de mama vinya berengere zoam dare de dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de dare de mama Jana vinya berengere zoam dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de mama vinya berengere zoam dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere zoam dare de mama ye jana vinya berengere so Here, you can chant the mantra, Tara mantra. I do the transmission. Some people didn't receive yesterday, so I'm going to do again today. Also, you can chant the mantra, Tara mantra, during this transmission. Pama Roma Yin Kola Sedamanda Chimijan the Yozo Nedantima de Paraye Zaraje Bing was a good in Salan Jose Kanzon Shewom Dritzi Kanwa. A Pardakan Remenazon does a la Namazan Jizo Junima, Dano Jazan Jizo, Lin Son, Dorma, Bengane Dada Home Bay, 这上将我们所包围的所有我们所包围的汉即将人的都忙的用着这些东西让就光光的不那么的不不都跟着人家不念所有的个我所就这不是个因为就别在那家家老要个生意性的这就那嘛就这些呢就是个别上那上那上就不是的有个玩意让都个了的有个上就去忙我这个让那个的些的没个人没当就就都忙个人的有我们些 법당제 고진데 렌지제 지바 어번 나원 트멘제 데베 렌지 대답에 데베 다양 되더니 세인저 라니 인고로 가산제 다인제 예베 간데 샵종제 종전베 원가 마르니 제지 다리 증의 제죠 어번에도 온와 홍도 왜 다이 갈래 온데 베 오면 되는 거나 와라 제제라니 원가 제다 저러자 홍바 아베게가 대사 마제 지르 용베다 알간 바데 베베 데베 알로겐 샵다 라데자 예소 알라다 라메 지메 제 제제 부마나 노모 보가 베데 메도 마요라 산자 도지 도 좀 되면 도 골로가 대와다 예 오바 Ramzan Dunga Minasangata Yegan and the Jagoji for the days in the daughter and some of the Jodo, so much as the years of Mayada Yegolo, the Gotamadi Jago to the Masadico. Once our person the castle, you like some of the John Baz, to what time about the Jelon Bas, some of the Shira is so hard, she don't bend the Hatsinda, so she but you put ding dead in a pata. On Darity Darity Mama in Janapini, but in Grace, so high she, there's all. 내 렌진도 도만데 내용안에 좀 데만 bar 받으려면 그 제대 제대 지나도 그 베런 조지 주 도만 볼 딩지 멘달라 메이든 딩지 나가 벤조 고베제 나나도 너 바르베데 좀 데만 세 벤세지 말 샤르제 진데 사인 주진다 유버 버더 다르 진지 조 오반데서 오와 호도 다는 로마네 고나 진다니 메든 바르 좀 데만 제와서 메시지도 지나도 세치도 지고 야다른 메자 사마야다 데자레 주바네 옹주 유른 주베서 사나사와 데고나 지유셔서 메도베마 메도베 지유셔서 메도베 지유셔서 메도베 마메르 자자르 네유나마 지자다 나마 모제미 장미 주베 자세 바소 주 야다르 사바라와라 아간바 Depe aloge de neve de shabda tradi zai so arba shabdan gende rase sapar chilena mangala punza ho mena bhavan rana yilan de koyo lane donsa manze nanan ji dabe zona madong bo genale lande chomden de mambo na mandala punza manga hon sa yipe chi so ge medotra ran yeni de jimbande sanji shen lame de porwa yin dogen namda yen de je bara jo je boro je se pomando mada so je de so yuba ye jawa de nam jalo ken de no san chalo me todo be malme de jazero mola so bangin ye je de ne ba ko so je ji de so to mo me de da mo me ge na sam na sim ni mo wa je ba de ba tam ji sha bara je ne de ran ja sa de so so je wala so ba de zang ge wa je da so nam la ne da yan se ni na je sa ma da lo se da je da wa je yong de mo de ma ye chi je ko lo ko de ko wa je de ma do ma yang ni ma de tu je ye dong ha je do se wa sim je na la ze ge so da ge so nam je za ba tam je sang je jo jo de bo ma do do wa in dem be ba da jiu ji dong ma sang jiao ma bei ge de da da hong bei wo ji sang jiao ma so bo ji de so da ma so bo ji da ji jiang人气都多嘛的就帮忙不落帮就是现在说上次你这个多嘛的红旗什么帮助嘛上次咯上次嘛你嘛不今天可以落到你们今天什么节节节不知道了没什么甚至等个到个干嘛讲的是为什么干嘛多少什么东西那的谁了嘛上次什么今天节节被没说的那么地嘛就把这个的说是把身体教你嘛甚至的几不做到他也那么教去嘛马来巴罗西巴特别，加为是有可能对嘛，甚至到了红叶跟多到是那个干嘛，一定都我下边那点对吧？我们公办的嘛，三十加里面拉长吧，龙华那什么时候就嘛，就没了这上那么那几种你等你懂吗？三十这几啥当配给，把它中国人的你嘛，也共用将下边那点，没嘛中国现在嘛，甚至的人你嘛就么对就包那么你嘛，继续像那种就是绕头你嘛来说。三十公交送中啥节，生米都干那么的嘛，马里说就过了几百，然后就说那种嘛，三十的个外籍呗，外籍我就听话呗嘛，几百来几的大来，对单几的话能在嘛。三十啥也叫我操呢，他们见过把你嘛你嘛，创业有啊一个红给，碰把他就那么多嘛，三十大不都外籍，几把他们就现在嘛。然后呢，我把没了，大把现在我让在嘛，三十个把他们没当发问，听为难的嘛，也讲用功给你搞个大一方面那么就嘛。三十歳がさげてじのじしゃべのまとにちんでゆげほんがるばでもなねげまさんざでまげましまにゃんげでげちょろにまそわおんだやなでめでばちもじわにさんざこねこらがべだれならだんげまゆげじぶんがねこるばほんれるまにまさんざてりしゃめだべほんなもさおにまらんだらんびならだんべんじんじびそのようにま三十来岁的那边儿的，就是那么，当然你就不一个东南马里办的什么，甚至来岁的就不好的忙接对嘛，可能国家各位就做到么啷个什么，三十你嘛到这边经济不老了什么，哈拉你就知道了，现在这个人那什么，甚至等你说那个别新闻知道你那地方都到了，那些东南就不对了，你嘛上，我就他妈的三十完了，那你个啥就把这土地到了对面上。你讲从你做的几根几几九，我们那些的支出清就减，都跟几六就一上就已经他的了。他们都当刚这个这东西在巴拉就我们的妈妈以前那边你不认可的说起的，要不然嘛的嘛，这话没别钱，那用就是老毛头嘛，有的是这个老在这嘛，当你把可能就是说让这个一毛嘛，就把三你毛我的就把一毛包，就把三你那个老毛就叫的是去年的就老毛就把他你这个经常。正当你别把了，因为那个老没叫的是多高啊，那个是那个老没就个啥，你们那个真的老没叫的是谁了？说你们一些了，你真的没把家就叫到谁就起码那都你们就老没叫的是。你让大个东了，那些就那些等着没些被洗子东了，我了用个姐姐老没叫的是知道那个曾经就他们觉得也没觉得那老没搞到了，用多上姐姐叫的时候，也在那沙发上玩二杠八等pe阿罗跟人。शब्दा राधे साये सोहा लादा लामे जुबिंजे याजे पे मोला तो दे पोबा गना डोंजे मा डमा योला सांसर दो ये जबान ओ आया तारे समय मन बला आया तारे तनो बदरा नो मे बाबा सुदे कायो मे बाबा सुबे कायो मे बाबा ने रो मे बाबा सवा से मे रा दा दा का मा से मे से दा che yang ko ho ha o banga आया तारे मे आया तारे बा मा समय सा तो आ che lin so ma nyo yo do ma do da na lo mo mo wang ne no ma ga ji do la ma do ma do wa re no me da da ne ji da ngo se de yune ja ne me se da wa se do jo da ne ba sa da so 七节生间东根在几十的本格罗三有的今天讲了一什么这的上边那么当的一七八上一今天在街上在八上了等八了就现在怎么完全的那么基本那么老一这一说大概你种就把也给人中间穷着就就是今天的嘛都节节的也是你东西节你上你说你说的怎么说你怎么的对嘛都就是可能要那么也得来叫呢。nam je je bora do bora bola pa je de gora no la so de mi je wa je ma na so da ma lang da so ma ne ma da ji ba je so ni wan so na ni de je mo de so ji de de ba ye da ji de la so so per je je be do na ma le ba mi le je de ba de so do la so ji da ji ba da je ro je to wa da do ni da do san sa ro je ye mo da ba je ji wa so je ji ko so ni do de mo da ba je de le je na da ye je wa ne so long day by young dog at the Tokyo, the Saram in the double lot, the Sunny Gentleman, or Jersha, Sani, near Yama, you upper number, Georgia, and what you get. Cordan Gazette, Yaganda, Java, the one of the Jojo, the visitors, and you are Calabria. Tokyo June by Shiz and Tada, Takibama, Young, you are the Malas and the Lord, Malas and the Lord, Malas and the Lord, Malas and the Lord, the one day I don't teach up the sun and then you is also created on your modules and you can further say much which is a down to me young. Sony zo the chicken GG, Mendensia the Dupsu, Chim George, dancing charge, draw like Shang draw the Jimpin Roduchi, the Yemi show, time the no me sort of come draw. Main conjo jumps around the tree, got to contain conjo jumps in. Kanang Loma Arame, the Gior Nobachi, Gion Bamadroma, Zopa, yes, so that's a transmission. We finish the transmission. Second time. First is yesterday, second is today. Okay. So time is yesterday I shared with you more about second generation stage. So today here I can share a little bit also front generation. So we have a little time. You can chant the mantra and also you can listening front generation teaching. Front generation is here, the page 13. Before me is a mandala costly orange as Buddha fed. So we, create the mandala in the front of us. So this orange mandala is you can have like Shran table, and at the top of the Shran table, put the mandala. Then usually the top of the mandala put the Tara statue or image. So we usually create like that way. So that's called the before me a mandala exclusively orange as a Buddha fed. So then we visualize that is the Buddha fed, Tara's pure line. Atop the center of Androvara flowers sits the transcendent conquerors, so lovely behold. And then top of the mandala, see, we visualize the Tara. So that's the, in the Shran table, we can create that. Could be you have mandala and physically, mandala, physical mandala. And then they have 3 different levels of ranks. And the top there has like, the top part. So replace that Tara statue, Tara image. And so you can arrange it that way to in front of us. Then another is so before me is a mandala exclusively orange, means you can meditate, we can meditate, visualize. So mandala is like, the all this universe is a Tara's pure lane, and visualize Tara's palace. And inside there, yesterday same, the throne inside the palace, top of the throne, visualize the thumb syllable. So that thumb syllable is become transformed to the Tara. and then we visualize the Tara is in front of us. So that's also another way. So you visualize the Tara in front of us. So that's, like physically we can arrange or mentally meditate Tara in front of us. So if we get the physical object, that's also good, we preparing all the physical object in front of us. That is the support for the beginners, very important. Then you are more used to practice. So, when you close eye, Tara is naturally appear to in your mind, and you can visualize, all these impure universes transform to Tara's pure lane, and impure this object transform to Tara's palace, and they all form visualize meditate Tara. So that's the, another little bit much higher level than physical object using. So meditate Tara in front of us. So this is like the, front generation. So we visualize the Tara in front of us. Then this Tara is lovely to behold, whose major and minor minds glow with the splendor. So she, has all these ornaments. Tara ornament, or this representative is a Sambhonakaya form. So I think last week also I explained when the Buddha Shakyamuni sadhana we practice that time. Also I explained about Sambhonakaya, Nirmanakaya, Dharmanakaya. So Dharmanakaya is generally emptiness, and true nature is Dharmakaya. Sambhonakaya is enlightened beings qualities. The enlightened being quality has many diversity qualities. So think about it. Buddha shared 84,000 Dharma teachings. So he shared all these 84,000 Dharma teachings because reason is individually, each single being has 84,000 afflictive emotions. So we practice Dharma, the enlightened quality arising from within us. All this 84,000 afflictive emotion purifying, transforming. So that quality, that purification or the power of this practice, transforming all the afflictive emotion is arising, is the energy is arising for the Yadam deity. It's called Sambhonakaya form. So that's why, Chenrezig is all the, 1,000 Buddhas, or you can say past Buddha, present Buddha, future Buddhas, embodiment of compassion. So compassion, all these enlightened beings, that energy or, the power of that arise form is Chenrezig. So Chenrezig is a Sambhonakaya form. Not necessarily needed to be, physically, human form body. So physically, human beings form body, we can see that, we can receive teachings, but we didn't call that, is called Sambhonakaya, we call Nirmanakaya. The Chenrezig is all this quality, compassion is arising form. So the high realizer, the Bodhisattvas have this connections. So they're seeing the form, the compassions become seeing the form bodies called generation. Who don't have the higher level realization, they don't see that. Because ordinary cannot connect to the Sambhogakaya form. So then Sambhogakaya form is many millions of Sambhogakaya form bodies. Think about 84,000 afflictive emotion transform the positive energy arising different kind of form bodies called Sambhogakaya form Buddhas. So that's why we have many Sambhogakaya, I think, enlightened beings. Tara is also loving, compassion, representative mother means like it's love. And also Tara is wisdom. Mother means all these enlightened beings, source is wisdom, Panjaparimita. So that's why Tara is true Sambhogakaya Tara is wisdom and love. So that arise form is called Tara. Sambhogakaya form Tara. So that's why Sambhogakaya form Tara has this, major and minor marks. Glow with splendor. Then she has all these different kind of ornaments. Many this ornament is Sambhogakaya form body ornaments. She has a single face and 7 eyes. So Tara has one face. So one face is generally, one true nature. And that's the reason one face. 7 eyes is a thing representative, wisdom and compassion. So arise form is a Tara. I just mentioned about, Tara is mother. Tara means mother is usually symbolize love and also source of the, child. So that means like Tara is, true Tara is wisdom, source of all the Buddhas. So Tara is this 7 eye is like representative wisdom. In this third eye, you see the third eye is wisdom eye, it's Panjaparimita. So, a couple of weeks ago, I think I shared the Heart Sutra teachings. So the Heart Sutra teaching is Mother Panjaparimita. Okay, perfection of wisdom, right? So that is the source of all enlightened beings. And that arise form is a Tara. That's why it's in the third eye. And then second, love, compassion, that energy arise form is a Tara. That's why 7 eyes. I mean the 6 other eyes. 6 other eyes, you can see that, of course, like we have 2 eyes, and the Tara has 2 regular eyes, same as us. And then 2 hands has 2 eyes, and 2 feet has eyes. So this 6 eyes is representative 6 realms. So this Tara is Sambhogakaya form, but she through her love, compassion, arise, the form body, I think, Namanakaya, and serving or benefiting or liberating, these 6 realm beings. So that's the reason 6 eye is representative 6 realms. Here, love, compassion, liberating or benefiting, and other through her love, compassion, benefit, and 6 realms. So that's the 7 eye. I mean, the 7 eyes. Third eye is representative wisdom. Other 6 is representative love and compassion for 6 realms, benefiting for 6 realms. Then, of course, she has a lotus flower, Otapala lotus flower. So it's her manifestation, take Nirmanakaya form, go to these 6 realms, liberating 6 realm beings. So this, you see my background, Tara image has 2 lotus flowers, right and left. But generally only one left part lotus, I think. So they usually have 1 lotus. And some tradition have 2. So either is correct. Sometimes Tanga paintings make 2 is make more beautiful than fear. So that's why I think draw 2. Some Tangas you see only 1 lotus flower. So that's why this 2 different white Tanga you can see. So that's why, just doesn't matter they have 2 or 1, it's just same. Then the hair, so how to then Tara, 7 other beings, how to benefit through her love and compassion. So this thing like this is giving. Buddha, this is called the Dharma, sharing Dharma and through the others. So that's why this is Buddha is Dharma teaching, Buddha. And then this is hand like this way, other left hand is generosity, through generosity. So there's also like just representative wisdom and generosity, like, like through wisdom and sharing, giving for others. So that's the symbolized meanings. The hair, the body. And then, white color is because free from all the obstacles. So that's the generally, Tara, this form, image or this here, just we can see directly this image and this explain, like generally auto level explain. So then of course inner level is different. So that's we know right now we visualize the Tara in front of us is this practice is more auto level. Yeah, auto level is we are practitioner means we are samaya being. Tara is wisdom, so Tara we visualize in front of us, and then here mention about here all these bodies postures, generosity and her love, also Otapala flower. She's adorned with silken garments and precious jewels. So precious jewels has lots of symbolized meanings, but precious jewel means the point is all these qualities, enlightening qualities she has. Then above her crown sits Amitabha. Amitabha is Dharmakaya. So Tara is Sambhonakaya. That's why Amitabha is, the main source of these Buddhas too, Dharmakaya. So you chant the thing about maybe, I don't know, maybe I think most people has already practiced the Sukhavati, long Sukhavati prayer. So in the long Sukhavati prayer, Buddha Amitabha, right hand is like that is it becomes Chinreza arise. Buddha Amitabha, left hand like that is Tara arise. And then heart center like that is Pema Sambhava arise. So this all this Tara, Chinrezig, Pema Sambhava. They are Buddha Amitabha's emanations. So Buddha Amitabha is Dharmakaya. Chinrezig, Pema Sambhava, Tara, they are emanation. So Chinrezig Tara is more Sambhonakaya form. Pema Sambhava is a Nirmanakaya way to, benefit for other beings. So that's the reason above here crown sits Amitabha. And in here, three places are the three syllables. So we visualize Tara, top the Tara heads. We visualize Buddha Amitabha, and usually very simultaneous. The Tanga also has, Tara's the image. Sometimes the crown has Buddha Amitabha. Then Om and Hong. So three places means like, here, forehead, and the throat and the heart center. Om is a white color, A is red, and Hong is a blue color. So Om forehead is enlightenment-based body, representative. Om is like enlightenment-based body, or the enlightened beings speech, and Hong is enlightenment-based mind. And leg red is from the thumb in her heart center. So then this, Tara has a thumb syllable also in the heart center. So the looks like two syllables in the heart center. Home is on a home, also in the heart center, right? But thumb syllable also in the heart center. Like that is from the term in her heart center, means all this noise, they have four syllables, on, a, home, and thumb syllable. This four syllable like that is. Center, in what the deity resembling from Akineshata, who then inseparably absorbs. So we visualize the Tara in front. The Taras, three places like that is go to the Akineshata, means the pure lane, inviting another wisdom Tara. The wisdom Tara is dissolved to the visualization Tara. In front of we visualize the Tara. The Tara who like that is, right? That Tara, inviting wisdom Tara, dissolved to the visualization Tara, Samaya Tara. So then that is a wisdom Tara, Samaya Tara has become inseparable, who the inseparably absorbs. So that meditation become, like create more powerful. And we visualize the Tara in front is like not droppedly become, true Tara in with front of us. So that's what we visualize. That's the reason we inviting wisdom Tara dissolve to the visualization Tara. And also, if you have a statue in front of you, then you can use that statue, Tanga, and front generation. That Tara is like you think truly is there. You don't think about, oh, it is Tanga or statue, but you feel connection is a Tara. And then that statue, Tanga, three places like that is go to in purely, and this wisdom Tara dissolve to, Tanga statue, whatever you have object physical, dissolve to that. So then that objects become more powerful. So that object get also true, energy, Tara's blessing. So then they use the object when you see, also always you have to think about true Tara is there with you. So that's the reason, we need the Tanga, we need the statues. So one day, then rely on statue and the Tanga. So until that, we need the statue and the Tanga. One day, no rely on the statue and the Tanga means like wherever you go, so whatever you do, just all form is a Tara, all song is a Tara's mantra. And all your mind is being mindfully meditated state. So long one day you get that in level, so then no rely on the statue and the tangas. Every object is your tanga. Every object is a statue become for you. Right? But until that, we rely on the statue and the tanga. So that's the reason we, tanga statue always like we have to see eye. Connect to the, seeing all the time again and again. That really helps become more fair connection, create karmic imprints. More, you close connections. You seeing and each time you chant mantra, you maybe feel like, close eye, feel like receiving blessings. And, like seeing the tanga, if you really pay attention to the Tanga image, the right moment there, we all this samsaric thoughts is naturally released. So that is, like very powerful, even to see the images. Then you have a devotions. When you see the Tanga and the statue, fear is naturally happy and joy. And, you connect to that fear feeling, you're receiving blessings. So that's why, we need a Tanga and the statue really helps every single day, connect to the enlightened beings. So we have so much this samsara, conditions. Long as you open eye, or this is samsara conditions. So you see the beautiful car, beautiful house, all these like beautiful shops. Then you go to the store, you see so many beautiful things. Everyone like you want to buy because that's like people create that, try to like people like. So we have that so strong, mundane, this conceptual or this, condition mind is like very easy to fixation attached to this or samsaric things. So much object already created this kind. So much condition we have all the time. Wherever we go, so all these samsara conditions. So we don't have much spiritual conditions. So that's the reason, Tanga, statue, and other these spiritual objects very important for the beginning level. So even someone not really going to use practice for the spiritual object, long as they see the spiritual object, they get some connections, So that's the reason someone created Tanga statues and, spray out the Tanga's statues, they all the enlightening object. So it's liberation object. Wherever people see, there's some naturally get, coming and praying connections and enlightening beings. Because this object is representative, Panjaparimita, wisdom. So all enlightened beings, quality of the confession, or all enlightened beings, representative wisdom, all enlightened beings, representative, love, all enlightened beings, representative power of different kind of like energy. So that object, so connect to the others, they also get coming and praying connections, future life. So that's where we can help for others. So otherwise, like very hard to help for others. Even you have good intention, you talk with someone, they're not going to listen to you. So then if you try to tell them to practice a Tara or something, this object ritual things, that thing maybe we are crazy. So that's the reason, we harder to help for others. Only we can help them some many levels with, this special object spread out, create, and then create many liberation objects. So then long as their connection to that, naturally they get benefits. We don't complicate anything, right? So that's why we have to use a different method to help for others. So then today, right now I'm sharing with the front generation. So front generation, we need the statue and the tanka. Without that, people, especially beginners, very hard to meditate. Even we are practice Tara lots often and often, but when we have a statue and the tanka, it's fair little bit different. The support for our practice. So even like we chant these prayers without images, very hard to bring in your mind, visualize. So you have a tanka images, then that really helps visualization. If you can't visualize, you go back to log tanka, you go back to the log statue and go back to again mind, meditate. So then this Buddha is try to appear to our mind, so that this physical object really helps become your mind is appear to the Tara. So visualize means you close eye and then visualize the Tara. Tara is appear to in your mind. So that means like your mind is become transformed to the Tara. So that's the reason, Tara and our mind is become inseparable connections. We connect to that through the visualization. So that's the reason we need first physical object support. Then when you visualize Tara in your mind, so that visualization Tara is not physical object. Physical object you cannot visualize, right? Visualize means like your mentally create, their mind create. Mind create Tara is empty. Empty is form. Form is emptiness. And the same is a rainbow. Clearly there, in your mind can connect to that, but not solely physically exist there. But it not is the same as a rainbow. Rainbow didn't have any wisdom and loving, compassion, blessings come from. So your visualization Tara is even the empty. It looks like form is the same as rainbow, but has wisdom and compassion. We receiving through our devotion. We receive the blessings. So your mind connect to that, and that's the reason you cannot think same is 100% rainbow, but rainbow is clearly you see it is emptiness, beautiful, colorful. So that's only part rainbow can be comparing to the visualization enlightenment base, but cannot all the deities, Yadam deities visualization, symbolize the rainbow body, rainbow army. So rainbow didn't have this enlightenment qualities. Okay, so that's the we have to understand. And when you visualize Tara, long as your mind, close eye, approach to Tara in your mind, long as you have a strong devotion, you feel strongly, get some, blessing. You feel happy and joy, and also you really feel release like all obstacles, and you really feel remove our negative karma, and you really can feel like you're become part of the Tara, it's a mandala also. So that's the we when we practice we have to create, and so then use these sadhanas. Sadhana has a power also blessing, because sadhana is like come from these practitioners already accomplishment Tara, but we say this Tara sadhana is created by Garchin Tele Yonchap, but truly Tara give it to him, because the reason is like he has already accomplishment practice Tara, so then they receive from this, come from the Tara, and then sharing for us. So this we using these connections, and that's why sadhana sometimes very hard. Everything you visualize, especially in this mantra garland. Yesterday I talked with you. No cautions for you. Like even Tibetan lamas practitioners also very hard to use this, or the different wrong. The this the I mean the like clockwise and unclockwise different mantras rotating inner ring, middle ring, outer ring, these three different rings, how to rotate and clockwise is like I cannot do that. It's get disease. One is like clockwise, one is unclockwise. How can mentally create these things? Very hard. If you can create in the computer, I think, technology, we can do these things, but your mind meditated like this kind is not easy. Then especially, of course, you don't know these syllables. Om Ye Dharma, Om Ye Dharma, Heta Taba, Hedi Together, the Hewa, the Tikin, Sayon, the road, Om Bodam, Shamana, so then materialize in other wrong directions. Then Om Kaka, Kaganga, Sajana, so all these mantras like actually 30 syllables, Tibetan alphabet. So I know Tibetan, but for me also not possible to think about this or the syllables. Then you don't know the Tibetan, not possible to think about all this, mantra, visualize. So that's why just, visualize the thumb syllable and your heart. And the top of the moon disk, thumb syllable, then just round is Om Tare Tu Tare Tere Mama Ayun Jana Pinya Patenkare. So this mantra is like rotating clockwise, and then you can like that is whatever like in the talk about in the here in the sadhana, many different sadhana, just it's the same, like that it's go to offerings, and all this like that is dissolved to mantra, receiving blessing. Then like that is go to 6 realms, purify all the 6 realm beings, negative karma, and visualize all these beings, liberate, become every beings become Tara's form body. So we follow them idea. It's easy. Kept always simple is good, The essence is devotion. So I also told many times, when we practice Yadam deities, without devotion, it's nothing you get any special connections. So that's why devotion is very important. So then of course, like when you study Buddhist philosophy, that time they not require devotion. That time is only talk about wisdom and logic investigation. But when we practice Yadam deities, we have to follow this, all the yogis, practitioners, realizers. No need to think about, investigation. This is right, this is wrong. That time is like nothing is right, nothing is wrong. Everything is oneness. So that's why, like when you're ready to practice Yadam deity, so long as you know enlightened beings, long as you recognize it's part of the Sambhonakaya, part of the Manakaya, then no need to doubt, just practice. Does it matter form body is female or male form body? As long as the, enlightened beings. So it's the same become. We don't need to too much investigation. Too much investigation, you cannot find any essence, then get slowly lose devotions. So lose devotions, and then you don't have any like support really. Become you don't get any support is a refuge object. So you don't have any refuge object, then become like nihilism. So that's the reason, sometimes Buddhist philosophers also go to nihilism almost. So talk about too much emptiness and too much investigation. If no practice, then too much investigation becomes same as a scientist. Scientists we know there also too much investigation. Then there, thing in the world is nothing is like essence good for them. So it's people get like mentally problem become. So that's why the practice time is very important. Is devotion. Long as I have devotions, the Tara, you visualize always there. You can feel that, you can recognize yourself. You get your own experience. Someone accept or no accept doesn't matter. You recognize. So we know like we have a mind, but people don't see our mind. So they don't see our mind. They cannot say you don't have a mind. So we recognize our own mind. We know our own feeling, and we know our like what like happiness, loving, compassion. This all feeling is we recognize, and we know anger, also negative feeling we recognize. But this cannot really show for others, right? But they don't see that. Then they say, oh, you don't have this love because we don't see. You don't have anger, we don't see. So that nothing approving. So that's the reason, when you practice, like long as you have more devotions, you feel very strong connections, yadam deities. So then you really feel you have truly refuge object. I mean, the support refuge. You can take refuge. Okay, yeah, Tara can help me in this life. Tara can help me take refuge. I can take refuge. She can protect me in this life. She can protect me in the Pardo. Tara can protect me in the future life. You can feel that very strong connections. So long as you have that connection, then always we have protections. Yeah. So in within 24 hours, actually, cyclic existence. Within 24 hours can be, same as this life, Pardo, and the future life. So, that's the reason Tara can protect me in the daytime. Like right now we are in the living same, Tara can protect me in the when I go for sleep in the night time. It's same as like Pardo. Tara can protect me when I wake up. It's the same as like next life. So that's like we have to create a connection, very strong connection to the Tara. It's actually, I'm just talking about the Tara. Today we practice the Tara, but any Yadam deity, Pema Sambhava, Chenrezig, Tara, Manjushiri, Varjapane. So all this is the become main, like Buddhist Yadam deities. Then of course the secret level they have so many there, Chakra Sambhara, Vajja Yogini, many diversity. So generally, more popular is Manjushiri, Chenrezig, Vajjapane. These three is like Buddha's compassion, wisdom, power. Arise form is three Bodhisattvas. Then Tara, love, Panchaparamita, and Buddha's activity. Arise form is Tara. And the Pema Sambhava is, degeneration time. Then they become Buddhas come back to again, like save other beings. So three times Buddha's kind of power that's why this Buddha is more popular. And then of course that this Buddha is like for more generally for everyone, followers practice. Of course, specifically then each lineage has like Chara Sambara and like that kind of, different Yidam deities. So that is like another level. So anyways, you have very strong connection to Tara, example. Then you have very strong connect like Tara with your devotion. You have very powerful feeling. You feel you receiving blessing. And then you practice other deity also, you have their connections too. You don't have a connect to the Tara, also same as others. You don't have their connections, others too. So that's why, long as you practice more, your connection more strong, you feel more connect, receiving blessings, then your fear become all this Buddha is oneness, one, not separate. You go so like more ultra level, like, oh, this is a Tara, no, I cannot practice this, I don't have empowerment. Oh, my teacher, he didn't share this. And I'm going to another one. So something like that, you have, the distinctions, something. So that time your practice is shaking, not really, connect to the any Yidam deity is ready. So you connect to the one Yidam deity, really good connections, you naturally connect to the others, become all is one. You feel that. Okay, so that's why when we practice Yidam deities, of course, like, this all today's practice Tara bring every deities is like essence is Tara become one, so we can meditate, practice it that way. Okay, so that's the you have to know. Then here is the Om transcending victorious Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They are invite you with the power of indivisible faith. See, so through the devotion you can invite the deities. It's without the devotion you cannot invite the deities. So that's why it's a power of devotion. It's very important. Power of the indivisible faith, devotion. Please come and care for me with great love and compassion. So long as you have this devotion, then you really feel this Tara, that is care of you through the love and the compassion. Without the devotion, you don't feel this. So without the devotion, the practice of sadhana is not really benefit. Of course, like I say, like another level, you can get good connections. Everyone get karmic imprints, good connect to the spiritual path, but you don't get right moment there good feeling, something blessing. So the power of devotion, you have devotion to the Tara. You see the Tara image, right moment that you feel is peaceful, happy. So it's different than usually we seeing other object. So that's we have to understand. Then Ayatare Benza Samaya Zatitale. So we inviting Tara and then offering the seed to the Tara. Offering seed after this prayer is called offerings. So offerings like always we create accumulation merit, because in this order the sadhana has lots of different each section has offerings. The reason is we have to understand these offerings because we are strong attached to all this object. We have self-grasping, we have fixation. So the offering, or this naturally offering is like same as generosity. Generosity is we call for the regular people, we sharing something is called generosity. And the who has a spiritual quality, you something giving is called offerings. So you does this offering practice, naturally you release your self-grasping, reduce attachment, and create accumulation merit. So this is the, everything is mentally we creating. Attachment is obstacle for our liberation. So even you don't own anything, but long as you have attached strongly, some attachment, like we have, doesn't matter, like some people owned almost a country, some people like maybe owned only their own bed, right? So attachment both has. So someone like attached to their own bed, so that's also obstacle to liberation. Doesn't matter, you don't have much, so you only attach to your bed, so you can liberate. No, that not that kind of you get opportunity, right? Someone owned almost a whole country. Of course, they say, oh, you have too much owned, you are more suffering. No, not like that way. Because it's due to attachment anyway, same become you bigger or small, whatever you have, attachment is attachment. So mentally, we have to give up the attachment, not only physically you give up. So still, you cannot liberate. So this sadhana practice is of course, we can offerings like physically create flowers and all the beautiful object, whatever we can create, but also mentally we're giving up. Mentally, everything is offering to the enlightened beings. So that then reduce attachment and purify self-grasping. So that's the reason they have lots of offerings. It's a special method we're using. Then also page 17 is mandala offering. The mandala offering also here, see, is some we owned, even we don't own, everything we can offering. So then page 19, 18, 19, all is offering part. And then of course this another, so 7 branch prayers coming, the 7 branches. So under the page 23. Then 7 branch prayer after page 23. So the blessing, the Torma. Then this Torma is offering to Tara. After that, then 21 Tara prayers. So 21 Tara prayers, we, you have time, you can chant these 21 Tara prayers. If you don't have time, you can skip that part too. The reason is because not the main sadhana. And, many small prayers we put here, here more to practice. So if something is not mean sadhana, if you know, so like which one is mean sadhana, which one is like, branch of sadhana, so then you can skip the branch of sadhana. If you don't know, then you have to chant whole thing. So that's the, the 21 Tara sadhana is all the way to page 38. Then 39 is mean sadhana. Then chant mantra, page 40. Then 41 also not mean sadhana, it's a supplication Tara. So you can chant, you can skip, either way is correct. So that is under 45. Then under 45, this mantra we have to chant. So Om Ayatare Saparo Argam Pating Pipi Dip Aloking and never the Shabdata the Sai so I have to chant again reasons because referred offerings again. If you have physical offerings, you can, usually the Shra Master goes to put water every offering bowl, little bit each one again, and refill again. Then 46 to 47, 48 to 49, 50. So page 50. Then it's main sadhana finish, page 50. So page 51, after all these prayers is also extra, the bring to the another, generally we chant lots these prayers. So then that's the put here extra ones. And main sadhana, of course, usually people don't chant main sadhana. They chant, generally people chant always 21 Tara or supplication Tara, or end of these prayers, many there. After page 51, the page 51 here says this all the way to finish the prayers, very popular, generally people chanting. Okay, so the generally people don't do the main sadhana, and they chant these extra prayers a lot. When we practice, of course, the main sadhana is very important. So you want, if due to your time, you think this sadhana is really long, then you can skip all these branches prayers. Only you just have to go main sadhanas. Main sadhana, you cannot skip anything, because long as you study, you have to finish main sadhana. Otherwise, no completion practice there. Okay, better than you don't need starting. If you're not finishing, right? So that's today the teaching. Now we go back to the practice. Page practice on page 11. Om Dare Du Dare Dere Mam Ayun Jana Pinye Bertrand Gure Zoha. Page 13, no? Sorry, page 12. Tong Le Ren Je No De Tor Ma Ne De Yong A Den Chom Den De Man Bo Par Den La Me Ge Ze Jar Den Je Den De Jem Dan Ro Gen Se Peren Zu Den Je Men Dar Pen Zo Go Be Shen Ta Na Do We O Dom Bar We Den Yom Den De Man Zin Bi Zi Jen Bar Xiar Jie Jian Den Sa Yin Chu Jian Dang Yong Be E Bar Dar Dan Ren Jin Jin Jie Wo Ba Ne Zong A Hong Tu Wi Dam Ye Ga Le Wong Zhi Bei O Mei Ne Ne Gong Zha Wan Lar Jie Gong Zha Jin Zha Nye Me Den Bar Jiu On Jom Den De Mai Jar Wai Se Me Se Te Dop Jin Zhang Na Ze Qin Tu Ji Gong Lai Xie. Go back to English. Debbie, please.
From emptiness arises the jeweled vessel of the Torma, endowed with the 5 sensory pleasures. I offer it to Tara, the transcendent victress. The lives of the glorious lamas and the doctrine of the victorious ones thrive, and thus the vitality of benefactors and the lifespans of all beings increase. Before me is a mandala exquisitely arranged as a Buddha field. Atop the center of an umdomwara flower sits the transcendent conqueress, so lovely to behold, whose major and minor marks glow with splendor. She has a single face and 7 eyes. Her right hand is in the mudra of generosity, and her left holds an utpala flower. She is adorned with silken garments and precious jewels. Above her crown sits Amitabha, and in her 3 places are the syllables Om, Ah, and Hung. Light radiates from the Tam in her heart center, inviting the deity resembling her from Akanishta, who then inseparably absorbs. Om, transcendent victress, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, when I invite you with the power of indivisible faith, please come and care for me with great love and compassion.
O Arya Darim Benza Samaya Zadi Chale. O Ingenjur Yujur Jubeze Sena Insan Wai De Kona Chuyun Shabser Metope Marme Chai Sharzeror Deyo Nanga Jarzeta Lame Bamjur Genzange Chu Jen Jamse Padon Chu. English.
Om, to the supremely noble assembly, I offer actual and imaginary substances, including the outer, inner, secret, and suchness, water for drinking and bathing, flowers, incense, butter lamps, fragrance, food, and music, the 5 sorts of sensory pleasures, the attributes of royalty, auspicious symbols, the prosperity and glory of gods and humans, and Samantabhadra's oceans of offering clouds.
O Ayadare Zabare Vare Argam Vadin Bibede Aloken Gende Nevede Shabdar Pa Shabdangen Rase Parcherina Mangala Penda Hor Linje Linjen Koryoje Lane Donzo Menze Nananje Da ge zong dai ma zong e po ge da le lang de jom de ma bo re na men dra la ben za men ga a hong. English.
I mentally acquire Mount Meru, the 4 continents and subcontinents with their surrounding wall, the divine realms, the 3,000-fold universe ornamented by Vairochana. All things I possess, as well as those not in my possession, I offer these to the transcendent victress Ratnamandala Pujam Megala Ahung.
Je pi che so shen me to chang re ram ling yen ye de jin ban de san je shen la me de pur wa ye zhou gen nam da yen de ju bar shu. English.
By virtue of my mental offering of this Buddha field ornamented by Mount Meru, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon, with the ground anointed by fragrant water and strewn with flowers, may all beings bring delight in the pure realms.
Ye zhen pa mai zhu mai dan so je de zong yu ba ye jar wai se je tam je ge ne dang wei san ce lo me do du pe mar me zhe xiar ze ro mo la so nin jor ye je zhe ne ber pa me so je yi se se to ma me ne da de me ge je dan sa me nga sem ne nyo mo wan jer pe de ba tam je sha par Niente rangere sanjo sen so so je wo la so be ti son ge wai je sa so nam la ne da ye rang sim je nam je sam ba tang lo ye se da je da che jong te mong te ba ye chi jong ko lo gor de son ko wai je se ma dong yang e men da tu je ye dong ar yom so sin wai Sim jen nam lai zai se ser da ge so nai je sa tham je sang cho je je ne rin por mo ton ro wa drain be par de da jo je English.
Noble Aryatara and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas abiding in the 10 directions and the 3 times, I prostrate to you with utter sincerity. I visualize offerings of actual and imaginary flowers, incense, butter lamps, perfume, feasts, music, and so forth. Retinue of Aryatara, please accept them. I confess the 10 non-virtues, the 5 inexpiable transgressions, the afflictive emotions habituated by the mind, and my every misdeed from beginningless time until today. I rejoice in the merit of all virtues accumulated in the 3 times by the hearers, solitary realizers, bodhisattvas, ordinary people, and so forth. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the greater, lesser, and common vehicles according to the varied thoughts and intellectual capacities of sentient beings. As long as samsara remains, please do not pass into nirvana, but look with compassion upon sentient beings who are sinking in the ocean of suffering. Whatever merit I have amassed is the cause of enlightenment. Thus, before too long, may I become a glorious guide to transient beings.
Hong a ben gane dare da hong be om so ba wa shi da sarva dharma so ba wa shi da an ren chen no de dharma dirse ju pamar bolo pam jara james so English.
I offer the torma of an elixir of ambrosial nectar in a jeweled vessel to Aryatara and pray that glory, wealth, and prosperity will proliferate.
So next 21 Tara, please can you do the English?
Yes. Om, homage to noble Aryatara. I bow in reverence to you, transcendent swift heroine, whose eyes flash instantaneously like lightning. Emerging from countless blossoms, you are born from the teardrops on the lotus face of Chenrezig, Lord of the 3 worlds. I bow in reverence to you, whose face is like 100 full autumnal moons, combined, shining with the resplendent radiance of thousands of galaxies of stars. I bow in reverence to you, Golden Tara, born from a blue water lily with hands perfectly embellished by lotus flowers. You embody generosity, diligence, asceticism, tranquility, patience, meditative equipoise, and the complete sphere of Dharma practice. I bow in reverence to you, the crown of the Tathagatas, whose infinite deeds are all victorious, who has attained the complete perfections, and upon whom the children of the conquerors wholly rely. I bow in reverence to you, whose syllables Tuttara and Hung pervade the desire realm and space in every direction. With your feet stomping upon the 7 worlds, you have the capacity to summon all beings. I bow in reverence to you who are venerated by Indra, Agni, Brahma, Vayudeva, Vishnu, and Ishvara, and praised before multitudes of harmful spirits, raised corpses, sentient Gandharvas, and malevolent yakshas. I bow in reverence to you whose Tra and Pe completely annihilate enemies, malefic wheels of confusion. With your right leg bent and your left leg extended and subduing, you ignite, set ablaze in a raging fire. I bow in reverence to you, the great fearsome one, whose Ture conquers intrepid demons. With a wrathful scowl on your lotus face, you slay all foes without exception. I bow in reverence to you, whose hand beautifully adorns your heart in the mudra symbolizing the triple gem, ornamented by a wheel that radiates your swirling light in every direction. I bow in reverence to you, supremely joyful one, whose crown emits a garland of majestic light. By jubilantly laughing tuttare, you subjugate all Maras and their worlds. I bow in reverence to you, who summons the entire council of Earth's protectors. As your wrathful frown trembles, you liberate the impoverished from all adversity with the syllable Hung. I bow in reverence to you, whose crown is haloed by a crescent moon and ornaments of gleaming brilliance. From your coiled locks of hair, Amitabha's radiant light eternally shines. I bow in reverence to you, who abides amidst garlands blazing like the flames at the end of a cosmic era. With your right leg extended and your left drawn in, joy envelops you, who annihilates legions of enemies. I bow in reverence to you, whose palm strikes the ground beside you and whose feet stomp upon the earth. Frowning wrathfully with the Hung syllable, you destroy the 7 levels. I bow in reverence to you, who are blissful, virtuous, and peaceful, and whose domain is the tranquility of nirvana. Armed with the perfections of Svaha and Om, you conquer great evils. I bow in reverence to you, who, surrounded by the profoundly joyful ones, utterly destroys the bodies of all enemies. You liberate through your 10-syllable mantra and the intrinsic awareness of Hung. I bow in reverence to you, who stomps your feet with Ture. Your seed syllable is itself an aspect of Hung that rattles the mountains of Meru, Mandara, Vindhya, and all 3 worlds. I bow in reverence to you, who holds a rabbit, marked moon like a celestial lake in your hand. By twice proclaiming Tara, then the syllable Pe, you thoroughly eliminate all poisons. I bow in reverence to you, who are venerated by the kings of the divine assembly, the gods themselves, and the centaur-like Kinnaras. Armed with all-pervasive, resplendent joy, you dispel all conflicts and nightmares. I bow in reverence to you, whose eyes are both the sun and the full moon, glowing with brilliant luminosity. By twice proclaiming Hara, then the syllable Tuttara, you cure all epidemic illnesses. I bow in reverence to you, manifestation of the 3 realities, who possesses the power to utterly pacify. You who abolish the hordes of malevolent spirits, raise corpses and demon yakshas with Ture, most exalted mother, you are supreme. This is the root mantra's praise and the 21 hymns of homage.
Page 29. Pador Duje Dandro Jimye San Sonye Zode Jiken Jije Ju Menden Shede Drupsu Chinjoroje Drogen Jidoro Jujen Sanje Jo. English.
Noble Aryatara, with compassion for myself and all sentient beings, you purify our obscurations, so we may perfect the 2 accumulations. In every lifetime, you pacify disturbances arising from the 8 and 10 fears. Having attained merit, Dharma teachings, and wealth proliferate, may all beings be rescued from danger and achieve your enlightened state.
Ame do gara dan gara ngan ko unti dongze tse para je para jo.
In Aryatara's heart sits a white tam encircled by the mantra garland. Its radiant light accomplishes every purpose, enhancing longevity and glory.
Om dare dire mama ayun jan pinye bujeng gure soha. Om dare dire mama ayun jan pinye bujeng gure soha. Om dare Mama Yanjana Pinya Patrinkara Soha, Om Darati Daratire, 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 Mama Yanjana Pinya Patrinkara Soha. Page 41, supplication. Can you do the English?
Exalted Mother Goddess Tara, residing in the unborn empty expanse of Dharmadhatu, who bestows bliss upon every sentient being, please protect me from all danger. Since mother sentient beings are unaware that they themselves are the Dharmakaya, their minds are navigated by afflicted emotions as they wander adrift through some cyclic existence. Mother Goddess, please protect them. Dharma has not yet arisen from the depths of some beings' hearts. By adhering to mundane words, they are deceived by erroneous philosophies. Authentic Mother Goddess, please protect them. Having seen the nature of mind itself, so difficult to recognize, some still do not habituate it, but remain distracted by negative activities. Mindful Mother Goddess, please protect them. Regardless of what they do, some remain shackled by their habitual patterns of dualistic grasping at the self-arisen mind of non-dual wisdom. Goddess of the mind of non-duality, please protect them. Although they dwell in the absolute truth, some are ignorant of the interdependence of cause and effect and confused by the meaning of that which should be understood. Omniscient Mother Goddess, please protect them. Certain individual disciples do not yet comprehend that by possessing an innate space-like nature, free from mental concepts, all phenomena are inseparable from space. Perfectly enlightened Mother, please protect them.
O ayadare zabare vare argan badeng bebede aloken gende nevede chadara de zaye zo. La dai la men ju ben je xiao je ben mo la do de pong bai gen lai dun ze do me yong la dan do. English.
Gods and demigods bow their crowns in reverence at your lotus feet. Noble lady who liberates from all adversity, I praise and prostrate to Mother Tara.
O ayadare samaya manu palaya ayadare dino ba de chan dendro me bawa so de kayo me bawa so be kayo me bawa anerato me bawa sarvai side minjaya sarvai karmai sizai me sidai shiyan kuri hong Aha, Bangawa, Arya Tare Mame Menza, Arya Tare Bama, Samaya Sado. Man 48, Manjo Yongse, Manjo Dan, Dalo Mombe Wangene, Nobai Kanji Zunzula. Nero damba zoare om dene din dan linje de korwai se de yong ne jang ne me ce dan wan so so Chona le bazar de go. Tongji je zem jen dong gen ze. Jisen tenpe ne zhou zul. Sanje yor de jen ne jar. Lar yang song baran ze de zo. English.
Since you have pardoned repeated mistakes arising from my deficiencies, lack of attainment, and my own foolishness, accordingly it is certain that you will bestow the sacred siddhis. Although we now simultaneously reside in cyclic existence, please impart a healthy life, free of illness, as well as poverty, prosperity, and so forth, and the supreme siddhi. Your every achievement is for the sake of sentient beings' welfare. Accordingly, please confer upon us favorable siddhis. Although you have departed for the Buddha realms, I beseech you to appear here once again. Spontaneously, the wisdom deity before me retreats into space, and the Samaya being dissolves into herself.
Yang zhen zhen mo wan jir dar, la man je ben nge zhou der. Lama la ye zha xi xiu, da gen nian zhen jiu ba ye, ge wen zhou niu chung zhou xiu.
Like a wish-granting jewel, through God's and humans' veneration of gurus and deities, may we gain the siddhis, and may all be auspicious. By the virtue of my recitation, accomplishments, and veneration, may transient beings quickly actualize you. Exalted, transcendent Lady of Triumph, compassionate one, may I and all innumerable sentient beings purify the two obscurations and swiftly complete the two accumulations. Thus may we attain complete awakening. Shall I continue?
Yes, all the way.
Okay.
Thank
Until then, in every lifetime, having obtained the supreme bliss of gods and humans, may the obstacles hindering the attainment of omniscience, interfering spirits, epidemics, illnesses, and so forth, as well as the various causes which lead to premature death, nightmares, evil omens, the 8 fears, and all danger be quickly pacified and eliminated. May abundant auspiciousness, prosperity, and happiness, both mundane and transcendent, increase and proliferate. May every purpose without exception be accomplished effortlessly and spontaneously. May we persevere in the practice, and may the sacred Dharma flourish. Through continuous practice, may we behold your sublime face. May we realize emptiness, and may precious bodhicitta broaden and expand like the waxing moon. When we are born in the victor's excellent and lovely mandala from an exquisitely beautiful lotus, may Amitabha, the victorious Buddha of infinite light, give his prophecies again, and thereafter may we gain enlightenment. In every lifetime, I have thoroughly realized the deity who accomplishes the enlightened activities of all the past, present, and future Buddhas. Bluish green with a single face and 2 arms, she is the swift subduer. May the auspiciousness of our mother, who holds an Utpala flower, be present. Queen Mother Tara, may I and others become identical to you with your retinue, lifespan, pure realm, and nobly superior marks of perfection. Through the power of exaltation and supplication of you, let disease, malevolent spirits, poverty, and quarreling be pacified, and let the Dharma and auspiciousness flourish for myself and others, wherever we may live. Having discarded physical deformities, you possess the marks of perfection. Having discarded impediments of speech, your voice is the melodic bird song of the Kalavinka. Having discarded lapses of the mind, you perceive all that should be known. May the auspiciousness of the lady who blazes with glory be present. Om, homage to she who protects from the 8 fears. Homage to she who blazes in auspicious glory. Homage to she who blocks the gate to lower realms. Homage to she who leads on the path to the higher realms. You are my constant companion. I pray you will eternally protect me with compassion. O Mama of the Buddhas of the 3 times, you lovingly care for all sentient beings like a mother for her child. Through your love for myself and all beings, you purify the 2 obscurations, so we may perfect the 2 accumulations. In every lifetime, you pacify disturbances arising from the 8 and 10 fears. Having attained merit, Dharma teachings and wealth proliferate. When I am completely released from the iron shackles of self-grasping, may my altruism be indistinguishable from yours in benefiting all beings. Please fulfill the wishes of those disciples who maintain Samaya.
Dare du re mama ayunjana penye peten kure so. Dare du re mama ayunjana penye peten kure so. Dare du re mama ayunjana Thank you, Debbie. And thank you, every Sangha. Thank you, Translator Shirap. So we finish the whole thing.
Do we have time for questions, Kempo?
感恩上师，
该上师，善事吉祥。
Thank you,
感
Campbell.
恩过去啦，感恩翻译，随喜大家，感恩功德主，
得了 Iron Nice，
感恩上师，
谢谢，
感恩法体安
感恩上师，感恩罗丽老师，最吉祥，圆满吉祥。
Thank you, Campo. Thank Carol. Thank you, Campo.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thanks. Have a good day, everyone.
You too. You too.
Thank you, Kimpo.
I hope you feel better,
Thank you,
Kimpo.
Campbell.
Drink tea and fluids, honey.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Gabby.